the host of Fans of Patrol. My name is Montego. Welcome back, everybody. And,
Yeah.
yeah, look who's here. She's back. So, yeah, man, welcome the illustrious Tiffobot. How are you this week, Tiff?
I am doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm stroking, you know. Title of the show is Black Adam. You know, we went to the movies to do some fresh and new stuff, so.
We did. We trotted our happy asses to the movies.
Yeah, we went to the movies, man.
When did this come out?
Last week.
Okay, because I didn't think it was this weekend
Yeah. So
because it wasn't very full, but
Oh, no, I went like right after work. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like there before.
I took off work early
Yeah.
to go because I didn't want to sit with other people, and it was still, I guess, pretty full for what time of day I went.
Yeah, and I mean you don't know what the 7 o'clock shows and stuff look like.
Right.
So, well, we got a pretty decent show, man. So you know we actually have some news. We got some Land of the Creed news and some more Marvel news, man. Some good shit came out this week, and I saw it. I said I like to talk about this stuff, so we actually have a news segment. We're going back. Tiff, are you okay?
The hiccups. I was like, that one was a surprise. I'm so sorry.
Well, what else we doing? So we took a stab at that one segment. What a fan! What is it? What is it called?
You wanted to call it "Would a Fan Rather"?
What a fan rather. I like the name. We're
sticking with it. I knew it. I said, did you fucking hear that shit? I knew this man was gonna make me commit to this bit.
So we're going back to it, man. But we're doing like dark superhero edition, man. You know.
Yeah, we're gonna try
in honor of the dark.
In honor of Black Adam.
Yeah.
And kind of I guess an anti-hero, maybe a little bit.
He's definitely an anti-goddamn hero.
In this movie, definitely. I'm not sure how he is in the comics.
In the comic, he's been.
I thought he was more of a villain.
Oh, most renditions, he's a total villain. But
right.
If you were a fan and you read DC 52 back in the day, where where he lives at, he was like the dictator. You know, that's where the people loved him. So. Yeah. You know, it was like the point of view was like, no, he's a villain of you guys, you know. But then he was friendly with Shazam, and he married Isis, and Shazam presided over the ceremony. So
wow, you guys, this is some really intense Shazam backstory. If you're interested, come here for all the Shazam backstory you need.
It was some good shit, man. You know. So.
I like also that you held your little hands.
Yeah.
As if you were making a marriage. You were Shazam.
He presided over
Shazam, and then the rings appear on their fingers. I'm sure some shit.
Well, he married Isis, who used to be. I don't know if she's still in the DC universe, but it was a TV show back in the day. They had Shazam on TV, and they had the Isis show, and that lady just recently passed, and that's who Black Adam married. He married Isis, my queen. So
this is a delight. I have no idea what's happening, and I adore it.
Yeah. So speaking of, well, wait a minute. We still talking about what we got on the show. So
well, I think we get the Would You Rather, and then they heard it, Black Adam.
There we go. So that's the show. I don't know. Now I'm all confused.
Yeah, I think you want to ask me if I'm ready to roll, and yeah, fucking course I am.
Let's go. All right, man, we are back. It's time to get that social media out of the way, and then we're going to get going into the show, man. So, Tiff, tell the people all the other places they can enjoy us at.
Fanspatrol.com is our main hub. How's that going?
Yeah.
Don't go to fansofpatrol.com. Just get to us on social media at fansofpatrol on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can check us out on TikTok, Fans Patrol 0, YouTube, which happens coincidentally. Check us out on Patreon, and then listen on your favorite listening platform. If you're on a stinky platform right now, you can check out a different one.
Indeed, man. It's still Halloweeny time, Tiff. We blew the
Yeah, I was very upset about having to watch Black Adam this week because I was hoping to get one more.
Yeah. Me too. It's like
we could have, because the show comes out on Halloween. We really screwed the pooch. But I do love that Montego has a very strict. Montego is the boss. Montego's the boss.
God damn it.
Because I said I have said I don't want to see movies, and the answer is always too bad.
That's some bull crap.
No, fuck you, dude. I argued against a movie a couple weeks ago, and you're like, nope.
That was Halloween, right?
It was indeed, yeah.
Right. So.
Anyway, so it's not Halloween right now, and none of the things we're talking about are Halloween, because you want to talk about Ant-Man. That's not Halloween.
Well, right. Well,
Oh, you're about to tell me something that you've done.
Well, that's also true, but what do you call it? So this show will air like the day before Halloween, right?
Yeah.
And I always wonder, does the show feel stale if a person listens to it on Monday? No, Monday is
But Monday
Halloween.
is Halloween.
Okay, so yeah, whatever.
Yeah, listen, I don't care. It's over now. I just want to be acknowledged as being 100% correct.
100% correct.
Yes, fuck yes. Okay, anyway, ongoing with some superhero shit.
Well, I finally got a chance to
Oh.
just watch The Ring.
Were you scared?
Not at all.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a scary movie. That part where they show, and I guess maybe it's because you've been a little bit culturally desensitized to it because
No,
you were aware of that lady already.
I mean,
That comes out of the well.
they showed that in the trailer though.
That's
So,
why, yeah. So like I'm saying that but even if that was very creepy. Like the first time you saw it in the theater, if you went and saw it in the theater, I'm sure.
well,
Even if you saw it in the trailer, but
I took in mind that it was from the early 2000s. So I was
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. And I assumed you watched the American version.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, with was it Sarah Michelle Gellar?
I don't
Well,
know.
that's the Ring, and you watched the Ring, right?
Yeah, I watched The Ring.
No, that's the Grudge. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
that's the Grudge. So this is the videotape one, obviously.
yeah, it was a videotape one, and I just never felt. I didn't even get a shiver up my back the whole time.
No, it's actually quite boring.
I was like, man, this is
It's mostly a boring movie, is what it is.
I've heard great things about this movie. People
Well,
love
I
this
think,
movie.
yeah, I don't. The thing about horror, well, film generally, obviously, is just subjective, but like I think horror is super subjective because different shit scares us and different intensities thrill us. So, like for some people, watching a pretty dull movie where one scary thing happens, that's their jam.
Yeah, yeah, wasting my time. Anyway,
Yeah, and I don't remember how long it is, but I remember it being too long.
it was a
Like
little.
2 hours?
I don't remember, but I watched it last night, and I was just like, eh, eh.
I'm not watching a movie, I'm waiting for it to be over.
That's what it kind of got. Yeah, yeah, it did, and so
Yeah.
just off.
My condolences.
Yeah, that's what it felt like. But
Mhm.
let's discuss something that is exciting.
Okay.
So Marvel dropped the Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania trailer a couple days ago. Oh my God! How dare you?
There's nothing wrong with the trailer. I just feel like we're getting into this weird naming convention for these films where they're like bleepity blurp blarp.
Yeah.
Bleepity and blah blah blarp and the bleepity blurp blarp. I'm like, fuck man, can we just get some regular shit in here? I don't.
Ant-Man 3.
Ant-Man 3, boom, here we go. I don't need your like magical fart name. Good for you, I guess. Because even the Multiverse of Madness is a great title, but I can't think of it without thinking of pinball. That sounds like a pinball machine.
That may be true. So
I mean, shit like that.
well, aside from the name,
Yeah. Go on.
aside
It was
from
your
the
fault. You said the name.
the trailer really brought me back personally to a good place. I really like the Ant-Man world, even though I
Yeah.
didn't really care for the second movie that much. I think that it looks like, at least from this trailer, like they fixed a lot of the stuff that they might not have, but they still.
I just love him.
Yeah. I mean, he makes you smile, that's for sure. And they still have the same core team, except they changed the brought in a teen actor because I don't know if the little
That's
girl.
not the same girl?
I don't think so.
I think it is.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
It's been like 10 years.
Yeah, but I don't think in the last movie. I know in the last movies when they did the 5-year blip that was not the same actress, man.
Oh, okay. I have no clue. I hardly remember her.
Yeah. Well, she was such a cute little girl and everything.
Yeah, but I just don't. I mean, like, it's not like she's been in 17 movies where I'm like, oh, that's that person.
Oh well. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't be able to tell if it was her from one movie to the next.
Yeah. So I thought it was very interesting the direction they went. Instead of not Thanos and outer space, they went to inner space, which I thought was pretty cool, man. I was like, that's if you're gonna do an Ant-Man movie.
Did you say inner space?
Inner space? Yeah.
Is that a real thing?
Well, it was a title of a movie that was about quantum shrinkage.
I don't mean like, can I physically go to inner space? Like I can go to outer space, but is that a real scientific thing? Inner
I don't know if
space?
it's a scientific term, but I didn't make that up. Inner
Because
space.
quantum mechanics is a real thing.
100% sure.
So I'm not familiar with that term. I didn't know if it was a comic book term or a real science term that they use in comics.
I think
I'm derailing this whole show because
yeah, what are you doing, man?
I was confused. I didn't.
Space.
Inner space sounds so stupid. I wanted to say it, but what if it's real?
There was an actual Steven Spielberg movie called Inner Space, and that's what it was about. That
Inner Space.
Yeah, it had I think Martin Short was in it and everything. Yeah, and Dennis Quaid. Yep.
Okay, whatever. I don't care. I don't care anymore. We're talking about this Quantumania.
Yeah. So I loved all the races and the cities and the worlds that's right there, like probably on a speck of dust. Because I used to think about stuff like that. Like you know, is it reverse? If I walk through the room, did I just destroy some universes?
Oh yeah, like he's Ant-Man, right? Theoretically, you have stepped on Ant-Man.
Well, it wouldn't hurt him if you step on him.
I know he's well. How small is he?
So then they showed, they showed Kang, man, and he's being played by Jonathan Majors, but he looked like Kang exactly as he did in the comic book, and that was some smooth shit. I was like, now that I was happy to see, they pulled it off, because some of those looks you just can't pull off on screen,
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, we better, make Captain America look more tactical like a soldier, opposed to putting on spandex and swashbuckler boots, because that
sure, because you would look funny.
Yeah.
I do think that they do a pretty good job at really committing to whatever it is that they are doing, if that makes sense. So like, I know that there was that whole Thanos problem, right? He was funky looking, right? People complained about the way he looked for some reason. I don't remember.
It wasn't Thanos. It was Apocalypse in the X-Men movie.
You're right. The purple was he purple?
Yeah, he gotta look like.
Okay, never mind. Then it's a different thing, because I was like, this looks fine. Like, I don't really know what that guy looks like, but Marvel has so much money that like they can make anything happen. And I say this because I've been to a place, like I've been to Disney World.
Yes.
And they can make horrifying, like not horrifying obviously because it's fun, but you're like, this is bizarre how much detail you've thought about to put into this.
Yeah, especially in a lot of that news, like that, a lot of that Star Wars stuff that's supposed to be on that ship.
Well, and they spray smells at you.
Yeah, you told me about that, but
but we're living in an entirely bizarre world.
It's all right with me, man. So
I like, so this trailer.
Yes.
When I'm watching it, I'm not like feel like I'm gonna tear down the walls on my way to the theater. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I have hope that this won't make me upset, which I have had the experience of having during a superhero movie.
Well, that's par for the course for you, Tiffle Bottom. So.
Fuck off! That's not true. I like things. Why are people so mean to me?
So, it just looks like a happy place to me. Like
do I seem like an unhappy person to you?
No, it looks like
you're
a happy
correct.
Place.
You're correct.
It looks like old friends. I'm starting to feel a little. I don't know. Some of it, like I finished She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Not too long ago, and I have to say, although whimsical and very well done, I don't think I really enjoyed it all that much. And I'm sad that I didn't enjoy it, because it was a lot of fourth wall breaking and and stuff like that, and it was just like, Deadpool does that. You guys would be really good to just let one person have that, instead of now you have, this lady doing it, and the show, it wasn't a superhero brawl fest, but neither were her comics. She does fight and stuff, but it just wasn't what I wanted. And so I kind of feel like, there is a lot, and I do think that some shit should probably start getting pulled back.
This is like Montego, like trying not to say that he's got superhero fatigue, but saying it.
I don't, but I just don't think everything, some of the stuff has just been, it's just like being okay. It's like, oh, this is
well,
cool.
I mean, that's the problem. I think that's what people are sometimes saying when they say they have superhero fatigue, is that like, since it's not all good, like you're like, well, then why does it exist? Because like it doesn't. I know I hate to say that, but like it starts to feel like it's a reactionary. Obviously, everything that a studio does is for money. We're not delusional.
Of course.
Okay, they're not doing it out of the goodness of their hearts.
Of course.
But what I'm saying is that you start to be able to see it, like the cracks appear, where you're like, it's a soulless cash grab. It's not just a cash grab, it's a soulless cash grab. And those aren't quite there, because I feel like people who really care about the projects are involved. But I will say that like the more you get of something, the more the cracks just show up because it's hard to maintain that level of volume.
But I did not see no cracks in the Quantumania. It
In
looked
the trailer for
in the
the
trailer.
film
In
that
the
you have
trailer.
not yet seen, because
Yeah.
I was really excited about that Doctor Strange movie, and it was terrible.
Oh,
Well,
you
I
didn't?
mean,
No, that's not what you
I
said.
thought it was okay.
I thought it was okay too. It was
Right, right. So I guess what
not
I'm
the best.
saying is, and I guess maybe I think about it when I saw that trailer, I didn't think it was going to be spectacular.
Oh well, I
But when
was.
I see this, I think it'll probably just be more if you like Ant-Man.
Yeah, yeah.
The problem with Ant-Man, and I think the problem with Ant-Man 2 was that the first one was such a surprising delight.
Hmm.
It's hard to recapture that.
Well, I think the second one went a little hard at trying to be the that was giving you the same exact film. It was trying to make
Yeah.
you laugh instead of like stuff just being organic. But anyway, I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, I'll watch this for sure.
I'm definitely looking forward to this. And so what
I'll
I'm
watch
saying is,
Bleepy Blarp Blurp Bleep.
there's so much stuff out there that it's like, okay, that's coming out, and it hasn't been so good. Now, one thing I tell you, I don't have fatigue on is that damn Andor TV show.
Really?
It's beating ass. It is good, man. I'm looking for. I'm like waiting at the edge of my seat every week for it to come out. It is.
Is that the general consensus that people are feeling about it?
I haven't given a shit about what anybody.
I know.
I just
I know.
haven't.
You normally don't.
Yeah.
I do feel like you do represent the masses a lot of times as far as just like your general willingness to try and enjoy things. Whereas I'm more of a bitchy curmudgeon. But I will say that you don't really care what the reviews are once you've established that you like something. I mean,
F them, right?
I mean, I don't either, and a lot of people shouldn't, but some people do. But
Yeah.
I was curious just because I know that people were like pretty lukewarm on it at the beginning, but it changed because you were lukewarm on it at the beginning.
I was. It looked great. Everything was done, but it was so slow and boring the first 2 episodes. But they looking at the bigger picture and it's rolling. It's like, oh shit, this is really good. Anyway, let's talk about something else that I didn't think I was gonna want.
Yeah.
Until I saw the trailer.
Let's talk about it.
That's the Creed trailer, also with Jonathan Majors. So
yeah, it's a Jonathan Majors day.
Oh, it's his time. Holy shit! So I will say this about him: he's so buff and big in this movie that he looks funny.
He is like.
Little,
yeah, I can see that. He's little and big.
Yeah, you like them arms.
I'm like, how do you put your shirt on? How do you scratch your back?
I know. It look like, can you move?
No, you can't. You're beefy.
Yeah.
You're beefaroni and you're not scratching your own back. And I guess when you look like that, you don't have to scratch your own back.
Right. He got a hairy.
The lady is lining up to scratch your back.
Right. So
okay.
So Creed 1 came out, blew us away. Blew me away. I didn't want Creed 2, but it came out and it blew me away. I didn't want Creed 3, but this trailer blew me away.
Yes,
I was like, damn.
I think the biggest surprise of the show always maybe would be that I don't have any particular like super like I'm not because I like the Rocky movies, but like they're not like a big deal to me. Like I enjoy them, but I don't like revisit them or anything like that. But we watched the Creed movie and I really liked it. But then I was like, this trailer, and I was like, I guess I don't feel anything about whether or not there'll be a Creed 3. I'm like, what are they gonna do? And I'm watching this and I was like, I'm in. I was like, watch this fucking trailer and I was like, sold.
100%. I'm like, what y'all gonna look? The fight of the century was fighting Drago's son. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was like, it was Drago's son, and then it was like, okay, he hit the mountaintop. And then now comes his childhood friend who's just oozing piece of shitness all
yeah,
over.
like he got and I mean, like here's the thing, you got me because you're wondering how to find a way to tell a new story within that Creed bubble, right? And the thing about it is that what always gets me is it's not like a Black Panther vibe where there's like the have and the have not, the Killmonger and the T'Challa, but like so like there's this person who's like, you are the me that I could have been, except in their perception.
Yes, which is total bullshit because that boy grew up poor, right?
Yeah.
No, he didn't. He grew up with the lady. He started out poor, and then she came and got him out of jail and stuff like that. Then he was living with Creed's widow.
Hmm.
And so he did have some privilege and stuff like that. So you would have never had that because your daddy wasn't Apollo Creed. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But you
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 wouldn't have
kind
had
of
that.
have that, right? That's like the feeling, or just
Right.
like just general jealousy that someone who was not so dissimilar from you succeeded where you have failed.
Oh, right.
That's a great classic kind of
And and the
clashing story trope. It's
and the beauty
perfect.
about Creed is that it was an origin story, and they showed him digging and climbing. That's what the first movie is about. His
Right.
perseverance on his own without any
And that
help. You
they
know
show that scene from the first. They go back to it. It's not just it's established, right? That's a scene from the earlier movie.
which one?
Well, they show them as kids. I
Oh, no, that wasn't in the other movie.
thought I remembered that.
No, he was a little kid in a jail cell. He was
Oh,
at
okay.
juvenile hall. So yeah, so
I'm so
you
sorry.
remember my life? No,
I know, but that
unless
attitude. While
you
you
took
don't
the
agree, as a person who probably maybe has been a person who's been accused of having the good life, as like between two people, right? Have you ever had that happen?
yeah now,
Where,
but
where some right, just when you were younger, or like even coming up
no,
on your life,
we was all
people.
dirt poor when I was
No,
young.
oh my god, I'm sorry. You know what I'm
Nobody
talking
was doing
about.
that. Nobody was like, "You bastard."
Yeah, but you've never been with anybody who's been. I was poor. I've never had anyone do this to me, but I've
Mhm.
never been successful.
No, well,
Like people are jealous of people who are successful.
they are. They are.
So like this is just a very common like thing to
So I wonder if
say.
the boy took the rap for him, and he was.
Right. I don't know what the story is. That would be really great because I love a hero. The thing about it is that people tend to think very black and white about what makes a person a hero, right? Like
Yeah,
we have this whole idea, and that's why it's hard to like for some people to watch films where like there is somebody who does heroic things but might not necessarily line up with
yeah.
what you think of as a good person, like Black Adam, we were talking about today.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? But some people really can't stand it
yeah,
when the hero of something has like one tarnish.
yeah. And so, if that's the case, I like the line where his ring, corner master is like, "You don't owe that bum nothing." And I'm like, tell his ass, you
Yeah,
don't owe
yeah.
him shit." So it just looks great. It just looks. I don't even have to see the movie because that was.
Yeah, here's the thing. You know, when there used to be, and I don't know if there is anymore. We've talked about it before. There used to be an awards
Yep.
called the Golden Trailer Awards.
Yeah, I don't think that exists no more.
I think that we should start up something like our best trailers of the year because sometimes those trailers are better than the movie. One,
All right, done.
obviously.
That's it.
Two,
You just stole it. It's ours. You bastards. You should have kept it going.
two, uh, even if sometimes like a trailer is just good, it's like a tiny, it's yeah, like a tiny movie.
Yeah,
And sometimes
we've
the
had
movie
movies that
fucking sucks, and that trailer is so good.
we did when we mentioned that
Yeah,
several
yeah.
times. My biggest one I can think, not the biggest one, but the one I can think of right off the cuff, and it's a movie you like. The Godzilla when it came back, they had that trailer where Walter White,
Yeah.
he was all in it and crying, and it made you think if the movie was about him. And then I got in the theater and was like, "What is this bullshit?" And I
Yeah,
hated
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And I
Yeah,
just,
you did.
anyway.
But I think that I know that it's kind of like duplicitous, right? They're trying to like dupe you
Yeah.
into seeing a movie, but there is an artistry to someone who's like takes this thing and goes, "Wow, that looks like fucking shit. Now it's my job to try to trick someone. I'm going to cut my own movie from this garbage to
Or
trick people into going."
100%, or the beauty that Star Wars and Marvel has done over the years was show you all this shit, but never ruin the movie. And
Yeah, I love it. And here's the thing. It's a complicated thing, right? Because
100, yes,
you want to have people know that your movie's, for instance, funny, but you don't want to reveal all the jokes
right,
before you get there. And then
exactly.
there's that kind of horrible. I've always kind of liked it when there's a joke in the trailer and I go to the movie and it's not in the movie anymore.
Yeah. So
That's some of my favorite shit.
yeah. That happens. It happens quite often.
I
Actually,
like that. No, I like that. You dupe me hard.
yeah,
I want to be fooled. I want to come and be bamboozled because that is
right,
the only way I'm gonna be able to
right,
enjoy
right,
myself.
right. So, man, I'm in for both of these.
Yeah, actually, I'm in for both of these too. Not as
Mhm.
much, surprisingly, not as much for the Ant-Man as I am for the Creed.
Yeah. I'm more excited for the Creed, but I am excited for Ant-Man
Yeah,
because I don't know, the Marvel Cinematic Universe in the cinema is just so much better. But
that's true.
I do agree with you with Doctor Strange. It was okay. I enjoyed it. It was
Yeah, and there were some
okay.
parts of it that I really liked. I mean, and I'm not saying, whatever. I'm just saying that, like,
And Thor, I enjoyed it.
oh, no.
I enjoyed Thor, but it was
That-
I mean it wasn't the greatest Marvel movie ever, but I still like that it was on that same path with Taika Waititi where he's taking.
Um,
So
Speaking of
yeah,
Thor,
yeah.
I had realized that I had the first appearance of Jane Foster.
What's that?
It's a comic book. The first appearance of Jane Foster as Thor for
Yeah,
the Marvel
I think
Now.
I
We
think
read that for the show. Go ahead and
yeah.
sell it. It's worth money.
Yeah. Is it
$60.
really?
I mean, I sold mine for not $60, but
Wow,
'cause you,
yeah, well, it's in mint condition, so I'll hold
that's what
on.
I'm saying. Just get that shit out and get rid of it because it's just for you. It's garbage for someone else, and you got to take advantage of this small window, folks. If you're listening right now, sell it now because nobody gives a shit about this movie. It's garbage. That shit's gonna take a nosedive.
I
Boom.
100% disagree with Tiff about the movie was not garbage. I enjoyed the
Ask
shit out of it.
other people on the internet. It stinks.
F them people, I did.
I know you can enjoy it, Montego. It's still a bad movie.
F you people. It's not a bad movie.
F you people, Montego. Montego Bradley says, fuck you.
So anyway, man, we're gonna take our break, and we're gonna be right back with what a fan.
Would you rather? See, would a fan rather?
There you go. We'll be right back. All right, man, we are back. It's time for What a Fans Rather, man. This is the part of the show. If this is your first time listening, we love you and thank you. Thank you for coming and hanging out with your boy and your girl. And, this is the part of the show where we like to, kick back and have some fun and play some games and have some trivia and do stuff like that. And so that's what we're doing. What a fan rather. That's, what's the real name game? Would you rather?
Would you rather?
Yeah.
Montego's got to put fans in there somehow.
You goddamn right. And so what we're doing is we're adding dark heroes or anti-heroes and heroes. You can mix it up any way you want. Just try to have something.
Bad, good.
Yeah.
Try. I defy you. I mean, here's the thing. If you're listening and you'd like to send us a would you rather question, we will answer it. I know it's incredibly hard to engage. It's hard to get people to engage. But if you want, you can ask us one. But also, I defy you to think of a superhero one. It's kind of that isn't just like would you rather be invincible or would you rather fly?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which we didn't try not to do.
All right. So Tiff, would you like to go first or?
Yeah, I'll go first, and I'm just gonna get it. I'm not even gonna worry about whether they're good or not. Okay, so the first one is: would you rather be responsible for the deaths of an unseen million people, like a million people you don't know,
Okay.
or two close compatriots?
Oh shit! God damn. I mean, it's supposed.
These are the questions heroes have to answer, Montego.
That's pretty good, right? Because they always figure out a way to do both.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do, but you can't. You can't because it's would you rather. Are you gonna let Thanos rip Thor and Iron Man in half? Or are you just gonna let a million people die?
They gotta go.
The million people?
No. You gotta save the masses. The good always outweigh the needs of the many.
Yeah, so you're saving your friends and killing a million people.
No, I'm saving a million people and killing.
Oh, and letting your friends die.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
And,
I mean, it sounds bad.
Unfortunately,
it's a no-brainer. But especially if it's a place you'll never go. And you're like, we must save.
No, it's not. I don't think it's gonna be it's not gonna be like a group of 1 million people. It's just gonna be a million people, random.
Shit. I'm gonna figure it out and do both. What about you?
You can't do that. This is an established rule of the game.
Okay, yeah. I mean, of course.
Yeah, they're dead. Fine, the two.
Yeah, the two gotta go.
I would also do that, and I think because the million people could also include other people who are potentially just as super as them. I mean, I guess it's because listen to me talking about it only matters that they're superheroes, not that they're
just like Lois
friends
right. Yeah.
of mine that I'm like, oh yeah, kill them.
Yeah.
No, I mean
I'm sure it's
of
many
course
people to be like, fuck them.
well, of course, isn't that weird? Is that both of us were like, I guess, because if I was a hero, I think that the honest answer would be
right.
But it's the trolley problem, essentially, right? Because you're like, kill the one person or...
Well, it's almost like the Doctor Strange and even later on we'll talk about Black Adam. What do you do?
Yeah, yeah.
What do you
So,
do?
yeah, I choose the two people that I know. And I can just keep my tabs on who's been dying instead of just a million random people.
Damn. That's a rough one. Okay.
That's a superhero question, Montego.
Okay. Well, this is almost a non-superhero question.
Okay, okay,
Who
okay.
would you rather go to a party with?
Oh, oh.
No, the, the very cool but very obnoxious Tony Stark, or
hmm
the very cool and very arrogant Lex Luthor. Both rich as hell. Both throw great parties. Both are men about town. Both. Mm-hmm. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I am gonna go to Lex Luthor's party.
Oh shit! Why?
Well, because I think that there would be a lot more fun things happening there. I think. Also, Tony Stark's charming. Very, very charming. He's no, I don't care about that. I think that sounds like a great time. Like, if I had the opportunity to go to both parties, the answer is yes.
Right.
But if I have to pick, I'm gonna go to Lex Luthor's party because I feel like it's maybe like drugs and sex and whatever because he does not give a shit about, which I guess Tony Stark maybe also as well, but I think he's got a little bit of like public appearances depending on when we're interacting with Tony Stark.
That is true.
Very varying concern for public appearance. But also another factor, Lex Luthor, powerful,
Yeah.
rich,
Right.
not necessarily charming outside of like he is very charming to like a certain set of people of influence. He has lots of influence.
Lots of influence. Yeah.
But I think that I could still get attention for how charming I am at a Lex Luthor party because I'm not, you know what I mean? Like he's not the most charming person in the room, but I think Tony Stark is the most charming person in the room.
Might get a come up with Lex Luthor on a sweet ass job.
Yeah, you might get like I don't see this. So what about you? I know what you're doing, but I'd like to hear you tell me why.
Well, at first I was like Lex Luthor, because there's different Lex Luthors. There's one that was on Smallville, one of my favorite.
Yeah, you like that guy.
Yeah, the cartoon, that was a really good one.
Uh-huh.
And but yeah, Lex is, at first I was like Tony could be so obnoxious, because Tony he's the main one in the room having fun. He's having more fun than anybody, and it's just like, where do I get in it? I kind of feel like a roadie, put
right. You want like yourself to have some attention, I think.
Yeah,
and you can't get that because he's there.
Yeah, I still think I would choose Tony just because, depends on how I don't know. You may not even talk to Tony at the party, but you might end up talking to Lex. So, but I think I still choose. I think I still choose Tony because at least I know I'll leave the party alive. You never know.
Yeah, I think you're definitely like clean party man.
I am. Yes.
But I will get myself into a bad situation because I'm like, what's in this hole?
Yeah.
So, of course, I'm going to go to the Lex Luthor party. And yeah, I might die, but I'm going to have a lot of fun probably before that happens.
Right. God damn it. I'm in the trap.
Yeah, I got in here on purpose.
Right.
Ouch. Ouch, I did this to myself.
Yeah. So you're number 2, Tiff.
Oh, yes. Okay. So here's your options. Would you...
No coffee in my lap. The show must go on. Continue.
Oh my God. Would you rather go back in time, prevent a tragedy, and then return to the present and forget everything?
Okay.
You saving everybody.
Okay.
The adventures that you had, whatever.
Okay.
Your friends, your new friends, all gone. Or go into the future 20 years to fix your current present, but be unable to return.
Ooh. Oh, that's a conundrum. Goodness gracious. One, you do it and then you don't know it. The other one,
you don't remember anything, even if you made friends or had a life-changing experience.
It's like the Spider-Man effect.
Yeah, those are like one of the saddest things to me is when people forget.
Yeah. I think I would do the future travel.
I do too.
Yeah, I think I would do the future travel because at least, my mind is intact and, my friends might be gone, but there may be a way to get back to them one day. You just never know, with circumstances and things. And then you can create a whole nother life. I mean, that happens in DC Comics with the Legion of the Superheroes. Superman's son went like 9,000 years in the future, and that's where his
Yeah.
life is at and stuff. And so I think I would choose that one only because it's just God damn it. I mean, but you wouldn't be missing nothing coming back to your personal time. But no, you said nobody would remember you and stuff like that.
In the first option,
Yeah.
yeah, it all just kind of reverts back to status quo. So like if you had, let's say you met Spider-Man and you went on a 2-year adventure, right? And you fixed it. You
Yeah.
lived 2 years, maybe it's like only 2 seconds. And then you'd come back, you'd forget all of that. And you just go back to your regular life.
I would forget it. Everything.
Yes.
Oh, the hell with that.
Would,
I want to remember, man.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I think that's the difficulty is like, I think that we associate, and it's definitely true, forgetting as like part of like losing ourselves, right? So like,
Yeah.
I would go in the future, but you just have to say goodbye to everybody first because they might not make it those 20 years.
What if you can't say goodbye to them?
Oof. Yeah, I'm still going. I'm still doing it.
It's a superhero comic book shit, right? That's how it happens.
you got to do it.
You got to do it now. You know what?
I don't want to forget, especially if I did something that would make me feel important.
Okay. All right. So we're on one accord on that one.
Yes, that was a very soft "Would you rather" where we both just kind of went, "I agree."
Yeah. Well, here's a good one.
Okay.
So you're a Batman, right?
Yeah, I am indeed Batman.
So you're a Batman. So
yes, I'm Batman.
Would you rather fight
Mm-hmm.
Jokers, the Jared Leto Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, or the Heath Ledger Joker?
Who would I rather fight?
Who would you rather fight? Who would be the most? Who would be the most interesting? Not interesting, but let's say who would be the one that you think that you could take the.
Oh, who do I think I could take out? Here's the yeah. Depending on how you want me to answer this question, it could be different.
Mm-hmm.
Who do I think I could actually survive? So the Jared Leto Joker, the Heath Ledger Joker,
or Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Mm-hmm. And don't get it twisted. If you're in that world, you're fighting with those tools, at that level. The Joaquin Phoenix was very psychological. Shit was going on, and then it just had the whole crowd behind him, and then the one was a gangster with gold teeth and shit, but so.
Okay, I'm gonna say. I want to say Jared Leto because he's so kind of like milk toast baby boy. Like you know what I mean? I feel like I could kick his ass just as myself, not even necessarily as Batman. But I don't know. He seems like the kind of person who would stab you with a dirty hypodermic needle during a fight. I don't like that Joker iteration, not necessarily Jared Leto.
Yeah.
And that's just the kind of wild, unpredictable shit that I don't like.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm going to say the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, which I also believe physically could kick his ass as Batman.
He was pretty skinny dude in the movie.
Right. And I think it would more just be like, how in the Batman with Jack Nicholson as the Joker?
Yeah.
And he beats him up, but he's kind of like laughing and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, I think that's like the kind of fight you would have.
Ooh, I mean, we didn't get the chance to see how dangerous he became, but
as a fighter, like how he fighter. But I feel like if you're asking me to come up to the point where it's the boss battle basically between myself and Joker, because otherwise I'm just battling his. Joker's minions are often more difficult to deal with, I feel like, than the actual Joker.
Was the crowd in the city in the Joaquin?
Right. So, but they're not part of it. You're asking me, I'm fighting the Joker.
That's how he's gonna fight you. That's how he would fight you, though, right?
No, because during every during every Batman movie, you do eventually have an actual fight with just the Batman and Joker, usually, if he's in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
But see,
if they're both in the same movie, there's a build-up, and he might fight off his goons and then get there and fight him, but he always fights him. So if you're asking me based on just Joker power alone, because Joaquin Phoenix has a lot of power as the Joker individually.
Let me just say this.
Yes.
I think part of the boss battle with those Jokers are the people.
No.
Yep. Because even with the not the Joaquin Phoenix, with the Heath Ledger, the fight was like 5 seconds. It was like it was over.
Yeah.
But he had to get through all his goons and his gauntlet and all that.
Okay, I'm still gonna say
it's part of it, man.
I'm still gonna say Joaquin Phoenix.
Okay, all right. You might have to
because those people on the street are just like regular people.
You might have to beat that shit out of and kill.
Maybe I will. Potentially I will. I'll do what I have to. You said I was Batman. I put on a cape. I don't make the choices.
Okay, all right.
What about you? You didn't even answer. I spent all this time fucking flapping my gums about Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah. I look at the Jared Leto Joker. He's very dangerous because he's
crazy, right?
Yeah, I mean.
Well, they're all crazy.
Well, not only that, but he's literally picking up machine guns and shooting, so he's just as dangerous as anybody else out there, just crazy off the rails, with, shooting guns. So he'll be a problem. Joaquin Phoenix would be a problem because that Joker got all the people of Gotham behind him, like at the end of that movie. So it's hard to fight a mob. God damn it, especially people you try not to hurt, And then you got Heath Ledger with, who had a whole bunch of goons all over the damn place, right? I mean, and then
he's a violent man. They're all violent, but he seems like particularly violent.
Yeah, he does. But I think if I had my choice, I would go after the Heath Ledger one because you got the goons and stuff, but it was clearly black and white, and he liked knives and shit, I mean, like when him and Batman fought in the end, I mean, it was really like, and he was hanging him upside down, had his ass, so it
got
it. So that's who I would go after, man.
I'm so sorry that I laughed because I put a cherry in my mouth because it was your turn to talk, and then I was like, wait, people are still gonna be able to hear you eating this cherry. So I held it in my mouth because I was like, that's awful. I can't imagine anyone wanting to hear that because I wouldn't. Right. Then I was like, what am I going to do? Panicked, spit the cherry back into my hand and put it all on film.
No. The film was on.
Well, you were talking. Oh, fuck. Okay, then fuck. I didn't have to tell anybody. I only said because I was half embarrassed to have done it without acknowledging it, and now everybody knows. Fuck my life. Okay.
Nobody.
Well, fuck. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Do you want to hear my last question?
The last one.
Okay. Would you rather be like in the world of superheroes, like the DC universe or Marvel universe, a powerful, but not supernatural player?
Okay.
Like I don't know if Amanda Waller I don't think she has any superpower, right?
Oh, she has no superpowers.
Right, but she's a powerful player in the DC universe.
Probably one of the most powerful.
So, would you either be that kind of a figure?
Okay.
Or a very small time background person with power?
With power.
Yep.
I might be jealous watching people fly around and shit, and I can't.
Yeah.
I'll be like, God damn. I'll take the small time.
I'll take the small time. I'm okay being small time.
I'll be a street level hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just your average, everyday newspaper boy hero.
Yeah, I'll be a daredevil or something like that.
I'll keep my day job.
Yeah, shit. A Luke Cage. I'll do
I could see you doing a Luke Cage. I could see that. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, definitely small. Mostly because I think she does a lot of paperwork, and all the powerful people in the DC universe who aren't like superheroes seem to be very busy all the time. Paperwork and working, where the heroes come in and they're just like boom boom boom, and they're like, oh, I'm tired.
She's the director of a government agency,
right? That's what I'm saying. They're all very busy, but even like Fisk he's busy. Kingpin, he's busy, even though he's
I don't think he's doing no paperwork though.
No, I mean he's busy.
Yeah, he is.
It seems like a lot to manage, and I don't want to do that. I would rather be somebody who can like temporarily like turn invisible for 3 seconds and works at Whole Foods. Yeah. I don't want to like have to do that much paperwork.
With my invisibility powers, I will save the gum from being stolen off the shelf.
No, you probably wouldn't even be able to.
Right. Oh shit.
Well, how disappointing did it be to have like just like the saddest superpower?
Yeah, that's the X-Men.
What if like we all have a superpower and we don't even realize it because it's just something so stupid?
Oh well, then I don't think it would matter.
You're so depressed. You're like, ooh.
So
No.
here's my last one.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I forgot.
Okay, so which fight would you rather watch?
Okay.
Who wins in a fight? No, but which fight would you rather watch?
Mm-hmm.
Steppenwolf from the
Yep.
Justice League
Yes.
versus Black Adam, or Darkseid versus Thanos? Oh shit. So
Um,
yes, it's a pretty good one.
it's good, but I feel like I would watch either one of these with equal interest.
Okay.
Because I don't have any particular affinity for any of these characters. You're
Okay.
probably asking, I bet there's people on here listening, maybe just frothing at the mouth to give their opinion about this. But I guess I would say the Thanos and Darkseid one. Yeah, because I mean, I think Thanos, as you know, people do kind of talk about like how in his own mind he is like a sympathetic character because he truly thought he was doing what was best.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I wonder about, and that's the best thing about like those kind of superhero movies is when because like Captain America or whomever is our main hero is also doing what they think is best, but if you're looking at it from an alternate coin, but whatever, right? So
all these heroes, all these guys they're not heroes.
They're like harder. They're like have some complex stuff.
Except for Darkseid, he just evil,
Bro, that's why I want to see some evil.
Yeah.
What about you?
This is actually a pretty good question, because
oh my god, I said self.
Yeah. So I said to myself, I said so. It took Steppenwolf was a bad mother puss bucket until Superman stepped in, and Superman pretty much made quick work with him if it wasn't for all that shit going on all over the place. So I think Black Adam could beat the hell out of Steppenwolf with kind of ease because Black Adam and Superman is kind of they right there.
They're on the level.
Sure. Yeah. So I think the Darkseid and the Thanos fight would be because I don't know how powerful Thanos is because Darkseid is pretty goddamn powerful, but also goes toe to toe with Superman. It's like I remember in the cartoon, Superman decided he was gonna stop holding back. 'Cause he was always beating the shit out of he was beating the shit out of Superman. Then when Superman made his decision, and said, "Okay, that's it," and then then it was like beating the hell out of him.
I love that in the world of comic books, they can always just say, "Well, until this time." I was holding back.
Now it's your ass.
and then so even if there's a more powerful, person that attacks in the future, he'll always just have been holding back.
Yeah, well, he didn't hold back with Thanos. I mean, with Darkseid, and it got ugly. He beat the shit out of him. So it might be the same stuff with both of these, but I think the fight of the mega villains would be more interesting.
Sure.
How deep would it go? With the weapon and the ferocity of just the evil. So the evil. So there it is, man.
That's it.
What a fan rather, man. So let us know how you guys feel about this. I know you people won't, but it's all good because
we just assume that there are people listening and enjoying it.
Oh, we know it is. Anyway, we're gonna take our final break and we're gonna be right back. All right, man, we are back. It's time for the main topic. It's time to talk about Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam, man. It was so funny. I was talking about this last week with Smooth was on the show, and this is that movie, man. It finally came out. The one 1,000 years we was waiting on, and they got some pretty shitty critic scores, but the audience score went through the roof and stuff. And I think it's fielded. It's been like #1 movie and stuff. And so, what I won't do on this podcast is answer the question, was it worth the wait? Because indeed, ain't shit worth no 12 years. Nothing, right? I mean, nothing.
Stop!
There ain't shit they could have did to make this worth that wait. Yeah.
Okay.
That's just the truth. So.
Okay.
Okay. So, Black Adam, man, 2022, PG-13, 2 hours and 5 minutes, action adventure fantasy, nearly 5,000 years after he was bestowed with the almighty powers of the Egyptian gods. Is that true? Was they Egyptians? I thought they were.
I thought they were just. They have there's a fake. It's a fake place.
I thought it was the same gods as the council.
Correct.
And in prison just as quickly, Black Adam is freed from his earthly tomb, ready to unleash his unique form of justice. Unique on the modern world. Some unique form of justice. I don't even think he was dealing justice. He was just
still existing, kind of.
Yeah, if you annoyed him, that was your ass, right? So who does this movie star, Tiffle, by? It stars some great folks here.
Sure. So Dwayne Johnson, who you said.
He did okay.
He was in it, yep. Yeah. That's right. Aldous Hodge, that's Hawkman.
Pretty impressed with this dude doing this movie.
Yeah, yep. Noah Centineo, that is Atom Smasher.
Really liked his character.
I love him. Yeah. I mean, I love him as an actor.
I don't know him. I saw his
haven't an appropriate boner for him. I mean, he's 20 something, but it's still he's too young.
Okay.
Cut that out. I don't want anyone to hear me say that.
Oh shit.
Sarah Sahahi.
Yeah.
Marwan Kenzari.
Yeah.
Contessa Swindle.
Yep.
Muhammad Amir, and then of course Pierce Brosnan.
Of course.
Stealing the show, honestly. Okay.
Yeah. And don't forget, all the way down at the bottom, Henry DeFranz Winkler was in this movie, y'all.
Oh, sorry.
He was also in this flick, man. I was like,
he was. He was like a cameo in it. Yeah. He was the uncle. Uncle Al.
Yeah. So before.
Wait, is his name Uncle Al? Like, isn't that the name of the guy from Happy Days?
His name, Al was one of the.
Is that a joke? I don't. I'm old. I mean, young. Too young.
Before we go any further.
Yeah.
4, 1. Word.
I think you should say your one word first.
Oh my goodness, my one word first. My one word is enjoyment, man. I didn't take the movie. I didn't expect anything from it at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed. I think some of the character and the chemistry between some of the characters. It made it for me. What about you, Tiff? All them damn hoops and hollers and noise going over there is
because I'm about to be so mean and I'm worried.
Oh well, go ahead.
My one word is waste. This was a waste of my time.
Okay, well, we are all entitled to our opinions.
Yes. Yes. We will talk about this like some adults.
Okay, so gotta say one thing I like about the movie, probably the most. Well, one of the things I liked about it is that we didn't have to do origin story with the heroes, because this was a dual story going on here between the heroes and Black Adam. And I have to be honest with you, I was so much more interested in the hero story than I was in Black Adam. So it's just
that's part of the problem with this movie.
I love Justice Society and in this movie, and I was like, I want to see more of them. So anyway.
But I will say that even though we don't get their backstory, which I thought was great, because I don't really need a backstory for any superhero because I'm watching a superhero movie.
Yep.
I know they're doing it for Black Adam to establish some kind of sympathy with why he might be the way that he is.
And not only that, though, a lot of people don't know who he is, Tiff. A lot of people.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah.
But they really talk about it.
Okay.
I mean, like, traumatic. It's a spoilers because I'm about to spoil the show. This movie.
Okay.
Not that I know it's a traumatic event, so in the thing, right? But like, I get it.
The slavery and stuff, you mean?
No. Not just that was slavery, but I mean, like, I get why you would think about a traumatic event that had happened to you quite a bit.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. Mm-hmm. But like, the movie is so long, and they do flash back just an awful lot.
Yeah.
For in my opinion, no good reason.
Well, they try to do a switch and a swap, and
the swap that happens later is fine.
Yep.
Like, that's interesting, but like, they cut that woman screaming in there a lot, and they kind of allude to it in a lot of ways that they're like, you don't know what's happening, and I'm like, I don't fucking care. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's part of my problem with this movie is that it wants me to believe it's better than it is, and it is pretty bad.
Well,
some of the ADR in this movie was some of the worst I've ever seen.
Well, let's keep moving with the story.
What
So
the fuck?
no. But, I mean, because the CGI with some of the stuff did take you out of the story. Just
Okay, yeah.
it
So
did.
when was the movie made, though?
They started it about a couple years ago. I mean, they
Because I
were
know they've been talking about it for a long time, but I didn't know at what point the
they
filming
weren't making it
started.
all. No, they started like about a year ago or something like that. I mean, it
Okay.
didn't, and they did it. I think right after the pandemic was like the heaviest, So anyway, so we get that backstory, and then we get this scene when he comes out of the tomb, and my
Yes.
God in heaven. Now this shit looked great to
Now
me.
this was great. I
Yeah,
agree. For
yeah,
the first some odd minutes of the movie, I'm like, okay, cool, because like
yeah,
he's really doing exactly what you'd think would happen.
yeah. And he doesn't stop. Now, to me, he's such an asshole because the Black Adam is an asshole in the comic, and when like he gets to the house and he's just like floating and he's mad about everything. I would have thought that he would have like at least tried to come figure out where the hell he was and have a conversation with
Yeah,
somebody because nobody was attacking him. It was just like, dude, you just
and they do
tearing up
kind of
these good
like
people's house and shit.
they do kind of like explain it kind of later, but that's another problem I kind of have with this movie, which is these are just the things that I have a problem with the movie. There's not kind of an adequate for me where the switch happened. It didn't. Do you know what I mean? Where like I'm not exactly sure why he's a mindless killing machine, and then why he has a change of heart. There's not really enough emotional resonance within that family unit that he meets to make me.
Yeah, well, I love the little kid. He never got on my nerves. I like how he was, they had this little thing going with his
Sure.
mama. They went and got this crown, and I'm not sure what the point was getting, what the hell she was gonna do with the crown. She was still gonna
Yeah,
take it
yeah.
away,
See,
you
there's
know.
some parts of the movie
But you
where
should have
like
just left it alone because they didn't know
right,
where it was, so you didn't
and
have to go
or
get
they
it.
didn't need it, and
Right.
so sometimes she seems like she knows a lot of stuff, and
Yeah.
then sometimes she seems like she knows nothing. And I feel like watching this movie, I was like, there were so many things that were like really explained. Like for instance, his traumatic past, and then they really talk a lot about something else I can't really remember, but like they will talk about it a lot, right? But then some things happen, like the crown just kind of appears, and they I mean, like it happens in the story. They're talking about it, they're going after it, but everybody seems to know about it. She doesn't know why she has it. How did it end up here? It all seems very coincidental without much backstory on that. Does that make sense? Like there's
Yeah.
like some things that aren't explained that probably need to be explained, while other things are over explained. Like for instance, talking about the crown.
I thought it was so funny when she walked in and her brother had the crown on his head when he was
Oh
walking.
yeah, I love the brother. I
Yeah.
think that's a great like he's a great comedic choice.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
later in the movie, not to skip ahead, but I like it's hard to talk about a movie
Go ahead. Go
linearly.
ahead.
He puts the crown on, and he then like later they're having the fight, and then he does say like don't let him get to the throne, but there it was never established what would happen once he got there. It made sense when he got there what happened, but nobody knew that.
Well, it didn't even matter, I think, anyway.
That's what I'm saying, just like weird stuff like that. But
So
anyway,
nothing is spoiling in this movie so far for me.
no.
Like, so we get introduced to Carter Hall, who's Hawkman, and I thought that the choice of this actor was, he lived that role. I thought he was great as Hawkman. I like what I didn't like was the CG of the mansion when the whole thing came out because
Hmm.
it was like, why does it have to be so unbelievable? What you could have just had it come out of a hanger. You know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
in the comic book, that nth metal is very I'm being a nerd here. It's very rare. You know,
Like so this is like a Wakanda type situation,
well, that metal is very
right? Because
rare.
they have in Wakanda a special medal.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, it's more rare than that. Like he got
Oh, okay.
it's on a belt, and it's like on the weapon, and that's
Hmm.
it. And that's where all the power comes from. And in this, he had a whole ship sitting there, breathing, and I'm like, what the hell? And so they didn't even get into the backstory or nothing like that, which was fine. I really like how they just jumped into it. I mean, they gave you kind of an origin story of Atom Smasher and Cyclone, and that was
Yeah.
fun. And I
I
like
did like those two
me too,
characters
me too.
a lot,
They were
but
strong.
also
They were strong.
like in the movie themselves, I don't think that they got enough of a treatment for their placement. I think that I could have done with more of them and a little bit less of some of like maybe Black Adam, which is crazy.
That's what I was just saying. Actually, and the movie is about Dwayne Johnson, but
Mm-hmm.
the more interesting story was the Justice Society.
Yeah.
They were just interested, and then you added, um, you know, Pierce Brosnan as Kent, and he just
So
stole the
here's
goddamn
the
show,
thing.
man.
I was coming into this movie not really going for. I was not super pumped about the movie. I was like, sure, I'll watch it, right? So I'm
Right.
already kind of like not super there.
Yeah.
But I at least thought, man, well, Dwayne Johnson's a pretty solid actor, so we're
Yeah.
gonna get like some. But I didn't see him as being necessarily bad in this movie, but I didn't see him as being spectacular. And so I kind of thought everyone was phoning it in until Pierce Brosnan got on the screen and fucking blew me away. I turned to Sean in the theater and said, he's the only person making me care about this film.
Wait a minute. You thought even the other actors were phoning it in? I thought they were.
No.
Oh, okay.
Like Noah Centineo,
Mhm.
like we talked about, I don't think he's a very strong, super strong actor anyway.
I think they were strong in this.
But the Hawkman,
yeah,
is really good, and then
yeah.
but Pierce Brosnan was super good. He was giving me some emotional resonance. Their relationship, I think, was like what's going.
Even more precise than that.
They're playing off each other.
The chemistry between those two actors.
Yeah.
Really
You
good.
really felt the only time I felt sad in this whole movie, even though a lot of really sad things are happening, is when they are talking to each other outside the final fight.
Well, I believed him when he told him he was going to miss his friend. I mean, it was
sad.
It was really good. Now,
It was sad.
Here's the problem with Black Adam. So I thought he did a real good job with the menacing. I mean, it's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He's going to be menacing. But the thing about it is, the Black Adam that I've always seen, either he was a villain, which I don't like, like a mustache twirler, or,
mustache twirler.
right, or he had a hint of charm or arrogance. He's
something that like pulls you.
It was very kingly, like royal.
Yeah, like you kind of see those people, and then like okay, like the guy in The Mummy.
Yeah,
he's a bad man, but you can tell he's got power.
Right. Well, and here's Black Adam is almost the exact same character as Namor that's supposed to be in the Wakanda movie. He's very regal and very righteous in his own mind, and here he was just kind of just brooding all the time and just
it was not like it was just kind of like it felt almost like he didn't know, like as his performance was like, I don't know
the character as well as I should.
Right. I don't know what it was weird. Yeah. And so like I'm watching it and I feel very uneven, and I think that's part of my problem with like flashing back so often. It was I think that they were really trying to give me something emotional to hang on to, but they kept flashing to the forward, and I could tell that was a sad thing, obviously. You know what I mean? But it happened so often. That I was like, are you trying to tell me to feel bad? Because like what you got from me from the Hawkman and the what's his name?
Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate.
Kent. Yeah.
Yeah. That came very, I feel, organically because those people were just going for it.
Yeah.
It wasn't being forced upon me.
Yeah. So.
And if he's not going to go there, right? Yeah. I think you could have delivered me a perfectly fine, very stoic, very cruel Black Adam.
Yeah, and I think the ingredients was there with him and the boy, because the boy was good. He was really good. I thought he was a great little actor, man, and he made you care about him. But it was never really acknowledged other than him just saving him,
Yeah, and I think, so we get to a point.
I still enjoyed this movie.
That's fine. That's okay.
Let me bring up something.
Okay. You don't like?
Well, no. Well, here's the deal. Heroes, even anti-heroes, is only as good as the villains. And you had Intergang, which I thought was cool. I thought the motorcycles with the quantum, all that shit was dope. Mm-hmm. But this guy who they chose to be the villain, it just was. I didn't care anything about this cat.
No, and then when they CGI'd him later as the full villain, they even just changed the way his face looked, so it wasn't like even really the same person. It was very strange.
The same person. I thought they was just gonna,
Yeah, make him like maybe some CGI, obviously, but like, and he was. But I mean, I'm even like the man didn't have like a beard, I don't think, but the demon did.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was weird.
Just didn't put him on some sweet suit or something and just let him just be strong without being gargantuan. It happens. And
then I think
he's very strong. So
yeah, I thought that was weird, but like, so.
I'm still enjoying this movie though.
That's fine. Yeah, of course. So like we get this whole thing where like there's kind of like this middle part that where like a lot happens, but not. This movie is 25 minutes too long at least. So
Hmm.
like there's this sagging kind of middle part where like basically the story here is Black Adam's awoken. He is inspired to become the protector of his homeland once more in some strange way. Basically, he's attached to his family to find out that like he's sort of they're related to him.
Yeah. I dug the scenes with the fight at the end with Fate, with all the Doctor Fates and stuff, like jumping on.
Yes, yeah. So like there
Shit
was
like
like
that was
some really
cool. Yeah.
great. I
Hmm.
liked how I liked the Wind Girl who was clearly like a talented person would be great like chairperson but with powers, right?
My only problem with her was that they couldn't find a bigger ass wig to put on her when she was. I mean, because her hair was like she had it in braids and it was cute in the beginning, but then like as the movie gone, it was like this big poof. It was like, she didn't go
um
in the world. Was she gonna put on a
well
wig
she's
to go
because she's in
fight?
the wind. She's in the wind, I think, right?
Look, but her hair wasn't that fluffy.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, I noticed that wig was like it was like sagging all over. I
But,
was like, come on, y'all. Yeah, she
but
didn't need all
I
that.
liked her dynamic with him, and I thought like she was the talent, he was the kind of the muscle.
I'm also gonna say Adam Smasher stole the show for me every time he was just effing up and dropping shit, and crashing into stuff. I was like, and I like, I hate when they do a hero like that and they be like the way they do it with Ant-Man, like he can only do it for a second. I
Hmm.
like that he was like he could stay big as long as he wanted to. He was just
Yeah, and he had to eat a bunch of food.
yeah, he was just like
He's like
stumbling
constantly
all
eating.
over the
When
place.
he made the chicken go away,
Yeah, yeah.
that pissed me off.
I
I was
like
like, why didn't you stop me from buying it in the first place instead
yeah,
of
yeah,
making me
but
pay for it and disappearing it?
I also like the threats that the Hawkman kept doing and talking about when this is over with me and you, and he came back to it. I said, "Damn, the Justice Society! I want to see more of this shit here."
Yeah, it should have been called. It should have been like one of those Harley Quinn and the blah blah blahs,
Or just have it
and it
be,
should have been. It should have been the just at them, and then Black Adam could have been the villain.
yeah. And then he could have still had a
And then
turnaround.
they could have had a movie afterwards. They should have done that. You're exactly right. They should have established his character with them.
Yeah.
And that's why they are fucking up. They can't do anything on purpose right.
So, um, they have this CGI fight, which was the worst thing
There's
about it.
so much CGI fighting in this movie, and that's fine because I get that. But they do so much slow mo shit. I'm like, what are you slowing down? There's no human marvel here. I
Yeah,
know that you can make things explode.
yeah,
What the fuck are you doing?
yeah. It looked good in the beginning with all the tanks and
Yeah, like, and I think like
exploding. Yeah,
especially Hawkman, particularly the way that they designed him, even though there's an element of ridiculousness to him,
I thought he looked great.
but yeah, but if you watch him in the CGI, he looks good.
Yeah, yeah. But
So
that demon creature,
it
it
looked like
kind of
shit. And also
it
like
did it
I
did
get that the thing on his chest, the
pentagram.
the pentagram was supposed to look maybe shitty, but because they made like, oh, it's gonna look a little shitty because maybe it's done like this by himself
He wasn't
or
a good
whatever.
villain. He
And
wasn't a
then
good
but
villain.
then because of the way they rendered it, it just made it look even.
Yeah, and then the final solution was him ripping him in half and lava oozing out of it. Just
It felt very anticlimactic, and I
it
will
did.
say that at one point in this movie, I thought it was over and got really excited, and there was 40 more minutes. So like,
Well,
like when they go to that underground situation, who is this person, and why do they act like I'm supposed to know where they are? Do you know where they are?
oh yeah,
And when they take him to the underground unit,
that was Argus Black site. That's what Amanda Waller. That was her prison.
but I don't think anybody would know that as a normal person. I
Mm,
was very confused. Sean didn't even know.
Yeah, that was a August Black site. So,
And like that lady was talking like I'd met her before, and I was like, "Who's this bitch?"
oh yeah, I don't know who the hell she was, but
Yeah, they delivered that lady in such a way as to make me believe that I was supposed to remember her.
you are right about that. Like she was
And
supposed.
I was like, "Am I supposed to be noticing this?" And then they put him in there for no fucking reason because literally 2 seconds later they get him back out. And Mr. Fate knew. Why did he even? What was this happening? Why?
Yeah, because everything had to happen the way it's
So
supposed.
because it had to go. He had to go in there so they could get out and have a dramatic moment where we once again remembered what happened to him.
So anyway, I didn't let it ruin the movie for me, but
I didn't let it. I'm not a
no,
piece of shit.
no,
I didn't let it ruin the movie for me.
it had some problems for sure, but I didn't. It didn't ruin it for me. So let me say this: they had a mid credit scene. Did you see the Superman scene?
I stood up and started walking out before the movie even ended.
Oh wow! But that was to me, it was one of the best scenes in the movie. So I'll tell you what happened.
Okay.
So uh, Black Adam he has a cape now and shit. He's looking good, and the a drone comes down and it has a hologram of Amanda Waller. She's, back in the movie. And she's like, I'm gonna let you stay here as long as you don't ever, ever, ever leave, your city. You stay here, you're fine. You step out, I'm gonna squash you. And he was like, there's nobody on this planet that can squash me. She said, well, I got people who are not from this planet. And then he squashes the drone, and the image goes. Henry Cavill lands right next to him, and like, it's him for real. It was very exciting, and he's like, we got to talk, and so like,
The only reason I'm sad that I missed that
it
is
was dope.
because Henry Cavill makes me really horny.
And he looked good too.
Fuck!
Yeah, he looked good. It wasn't
God
like
damn it! You know
it
what? It
was
wasn't worth it, Henry Cavill. I'll Google you.
yeah, it was great. So anyway, man, that's it. And that's all, man. That's it. It's time for the good, the bad, and the ugly, man. So Timbo Bob, what's the good?
Okay. I would say the good is the Pierce Brosnan and Hawkman
Okay,
relationship.
got
Good.
you.
Okay.
What's the bad?
The bad I would say is just like the kind of uneven, weird Black Adam representation that was going on, where I feel like there was not a committed Black Adam character.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
And then the ugly I would say was there were times in this movie where I literally saw people's mouths move and the dialogue did not sync.
Really?
Yes.
Damn.
I mean, like, yes. And then I thought that, and just so clearly ADR'd that I was like, what the fuck? And I thought maybe it was intentional, but I couldn't figure out what the reasoning was. It just seemed like a mistake, which seems like, doesn't matter if it's intentional, if it seems like a mistake.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, the good for me was the entire team of the Justice Society.
Sure.
I dug it. I was very into it. And I didn't even notice this, but I'm saying this now in the comic book. Carter Hall is a white dude, and you swapped out some races and nobody gave a shit. So that's interesting, right?
Yeah.
And that diverse team worked. And I didn't even look at them as a diverse team, but they were.
Yeah, you weren't like, oh, definitely diverse on purpose. You were just like, oh, this is just the way it is.
Right. It felt really good. So
Which is nothing wrong with diversity on purpose, but I'm just saying that like it was a really nicely done organic team.
yeah. So I enjoyed that. For me, the bad was I will agree with you. That I think that Dwayne the Rock Johnson, or the way the character was written, jet it was very uneven. He definitely needed to have a couple of good moments. Like they were trying to force it with
Yeah.
they were trying to force some good moments when he was trying to do the superhero catchphrase, and it just never was.
It felt
Yeah,
so flat that I almost didn't even real what was like, you know what I mean? I did realize what was happening, but I was like, this isn't right. I don't know if it was
yeah,
the
it wasn't.
writing of the character, the directing, the acting, a combination of all three. But before I went into the movie, I told Sean, I was like, I feel like Dwayne Johnson's peak performance, like the best character that for him is
Yeah.
for some reason that Jumanji character where like
Oh
he
yeah.
can be
Well, yeah.
charming but also an action guy. You know what I mean? Like he's
Yeah.
got that's like his pinnacle is that. And I was like this kind of brooding where you kind of have to like have some kind of like emotional depth, which he does have in other movies.
I actually like
That's
him.
why
I
I
actually
do
like him
too.
better in no. I actually like
Like
him better in the Fast and the Furious movies. He plays the shit out of Hobbs.
yeah, there's nothing wrong with like him as an actor. I was so confused by this. It made me feel like potentially there was many factors.
Okay. So my ugly is
Yeah.
definitely the CGI, man, especially with the final boss fight. That I hated it. It just.
Why did Hawkman look so good and he looked so bad?
And yeah, why the big orange creature? What was that? What's the name of the thing with the big hammer hand? Hellboy. It was like a Hellboy ripoff. Just this big dude floating around and stuff. And another thing about superhero fights, I don't mind flying superhero fights, but
Yeah.
please hit the ground and do some brawling on the ground, because when
Yeah,
you float
because
all
it's
the
too
time,
much.
it is too much. You like.
Sometimes when he was floating in this movie and his little thick legs and butt cheeks were just like hanging down, I was just like, huh. Do you know what I mean? Like, just like it didn't
Get on the
look.
ground for a second, dude.
Yeah, face me in some reality because your
Yeah.
cheeks are just, they're too heavy to be floating up there.
So that was it. Man. But I still enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, again, I didn't. That's why I kind of always fear coming onto the show when I really dislike something because I don't want to, one, dominate the discussion with my negativity, or just, I mean, I didn't like it.
No,
That doesn't really matter.
We got this. That's
I
for
know,
sure.
but I'm so anxious.
So That's it, man. We came to do the damn thing. We got it done. I'm the host of Fans of Patrol. My name is Montego. For next week, man, I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know what's out.
I don't know either.
Yeah, so we'll figure that out, y'all, because Spooky Ookie Bookie is over.
No.
So, with me is my lovely co-host, Miss Tipple. Say goodbye to Tiff.
It's been a pleasure as always.
And until next week, man, we will be
on patrol.
It's Patrol time.